Welcome to the beautiful, friendly beaches here at Freycinet National Park. So Jeff and I have a little bit of time off work, so we're heading up the east coast of Tasmania to stay at Friendly Beaches. Friendly Beaches is part of Freycinet National Park. Just before you head into Bicheno, you'll see the turn off of Freycinet, and as you head toward Freycinet and into Coles Bay, you'll see another turn that leads you to Friendly Beaches. You will need a National Parks Pass in order to stay at Friendly Beaches campsite, and the site fee is free. All the information and check-in that you're seeing here on the screen is before you take a little bit of a drive along a gravel road. This drive goes for a few kilometres along the gravel, and then you'll see a lookout to your right which you can stop and have a look at, and then you will wind your way down and you will begin to see the beach. And on a really nice clear crystal day you will see the beautiful tones of the water, and you get that really nice aqua, and the water down there is crystal clear. At the end of the road you will come to a day use area. This is where people park and just go for a bit of a walk along the beach, but around to your left it will take you up to the campsite itself. As you drive up along this road you'll notice little offshoots for camping areas. Some of these areas are only available to tents, so you have to park your car and then there's big rocks in the way, so you have to put your tent in behind that. There are some places where you can actually drive in a caravan. Space is really quite limited. There are only 30 odd spaces here. You cannot book to stay. There is a loop at the end of this road, so if you are towing a caravan there is access to get around and out if there isn't anything available for you to stay, but definitely check in with a caretaker because they may be able to help you, so I highly recommend stopping and having a chat with them. Particularly if you've had a really long drive and you're heading there really close to when you really need to go and have a sleep or a bit of a rest up. I'm sure that they will be able to accommodate you in some way if you ask. This area is highly popular during holiday periods, very popular around Christmas I've heard. They've had up to 100 people wanting to stay here over the Christmas break. It's home. When we arrived over the weekend, this was the last spot left, but we noticed as we got to the beginning of the week a lot of people left and we were pretty much on our own. We were about 50 metres away from the walkway down to the beach, and we spent most of our time down here during our time away. Jeff and I have just taken a little stroll down to the beach. He was going to have a swim, but he reckons it's a little bit too cold. So we're just going to have a couple of beers and enjoy this view. It was October when we were here, still a bit chilly, so worth bringing those jumpers. You should always bring a jumper coming to Tassie, You know that. Go for pink ginger.
I don't want to drink this.
The great thing about the camp spots is that they're very sheltered away from the wind. So we enjoyed our drink and we settled down for the first evening. We were incredibly lucky with the weather during our trip away. This morning we had a quick brekkie and we were going to head into Freycinet National Park. Here is a quick glimpse of our setup. I will take you through this in a little bit more detail later. We are really enjoying the A-van and we're getting used to all the different things that we need or don't need during these first initial trips that we shared on this channel. So we headed into Freycinet National Park and we headed to Cape Tourville. The views from the short walk around Cape Tourville are spectacular. It's all very walker friendly, so if you do have wheelchair access you can easily access this particular walk. Or should I say require wheelchair access. I wasn't able to do a lot of commentary on this walk because it's very windy up there and we're having a bit of trouble with the camera. You'll notice that it's playing up a little bit in later scenes. Following this particular visit we headed down into Coles Bay itself and took a look. One space we did go to visit was near the tourist centre. There is another caravan park. Now this one's really interesting. If you are travelling and you're wanting to stay at Freycinet itself, there are 18 spots, but you must stop your van in the big car park and go for a walk through, because if you drive into that particular caravan park, there is no way out. You're going to have to back that rig back out on your own. Just a little word of warning. We drove down there in the Hilux and we found it hard to actually do. It wasn't a 3-point turn, it was more like a 10-point turn just to get out. I don't know why they don't have it drive through. It would make more sense, but then sometimes things don't make sense wherever you go to visit. If you do come to this part of the park, there are a lot of walks. You can go to the Wineglass Bay Lookout, there's Honeymoon Bay, there's a ton of walks that you can do, so make sure you check those out. We're at Coles Bay, which is on the east coast, and it's near Freycinet National Park. We just pulled into Coles Bay because I'm going to take a few photos and a bit of scenery here. We're up on the east coast camping. I have a week off leave from work, so we're going to enjoy the east coast and bring you along for the journey. Interesting thing about Coles Bay we found out last night is that if you wanted to go and if you're coming into Coles Bay, bring supplies with you, because if you were going to, say for instance, go and purchase yourself a carton of beer, they sell it by the 6-pack here. They've got their shelves arranged in the bottle-o, so they can't actually stock a carton, and yeah, you get to pay $25 a 6-pack. It costs you $100 a carton. So bring your supplies if you're coming. Right, let's go and take a look. So I'm down near where they do the Wineglass Bay cruises. We would love to do one of those one day. It won't be today. And these are called the hazards behind me. Just out to the right where you see those yachts, that's where the other caravan park is. There are also a few 4-wheel-drive tracks. I'd rather call them dirt tracks. And there's one called Bluestone Bay. This one is just before you get into Coles Bay. There's just corrugated roading, a little bit of creek crossing, but yeah, a lot of fun to take you exploring in a completely different area of the park as well. I'm sitting here alone right now with my Japanese. I'm not really. I heard a voice. I think Jeff's with me. He's here somewhere. Where are you, Jeff? Where are you? Just been entertained all afternoon by this wallaby with a joey. It's been fantastic. And now the finches are back out again. And here is my partner in crime. About to sit down. What are you up to, Jeff? Are you reading a book? He's reading The Long Hitch Home. This book, if I can say. This one here is written by a local Tasmanian called Jamie Maslin. Jamie Maslin. And Jamie Maslin, he did a hitch from Tasmania to London on a thumb and a prayer.
That's great.
Bought this from Salamanca Market many moons ago. Good read. Jeff's up to chapter 4. I'm very impressed by that. So we are enjoying our campsite right now. Just as the last little bit of sun on that cloud is on its way down. This is our 3rd day here in Freycinet National Park, here at Friendly Beaches. And we've thoroughly enjoyed our stay so far, haven't we, Jeff?
Did you know?
Did I know?
Texas, the state of Texas fits into Western Australia 3.5 times.
Didn't know that.
There you go.
What
about Europe?
I don't know about Europe.
Well, if you exclude the chunks of Russia, which Europe's nation would collectively fit into Australia. Just saying.
There you go. You even learned something here on this channel.
You still
Who would have thought?
7,657 square metres.
This is the last little bit of sun, I think, that we can hold that for a second.
Yes.
No, right, no, don't drink it. This is the last little bit of sun that I think we're going to have. No, like that?
What? Anything you right? Even take, that's all you do.
It's going to be a very, very cold night, isn't it, Jeff? According to you, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Sun's there. This is our little campsite. Let me me show you around. I just have to point out that's number 13. Thanks, Dad. You've got a good spot. Have to thank Dad for that. Dad's numbers are 11, 13 and 19. I just had to tell you that. Jeff's looking at me stupid now. So Jeff's asking why they were Dad's numbers. Leading up to Dad dying of his cancer, they were the 3 numbers that kept coming up and reoccurring for all 3 of us sisters. Dad had 3 daughters, obviously myself, Amy and Tegan, and yeah, 11, 13 and 19 came up all the time. You'd be just, I don't know, I can't explain it. Anyway, that's just the way it is. I'm not going to it any more than that. I can't tell you the stories now because I've had too many of these, Jeff. But it's true. Anyway, there's the beast.
I've got some numbers.
Yeah, whatever. No one wants to know your numbers, mate. You just enjoy your book and shut up. Alright, here we go. Here's a little A-van. We've got the vent popped up top just to give us a bit of a breeze in. Only problem is it's coming down on my face during the night, so I'm going to ask Jeff to close that one tonight.
We didn't have a honest last time.
Is that why I was cold? There's a rubbish bag.
We got hailed on last night.
There's a shower. We did get hailed on last night. So on the front we got 2 new gas tanks. And we're using these for the fridge this time around. And also for the cooker inside. And so far so good. We haven't managed to explode ourselves, so that's always a bonus. We got a solar panel on the top there, and that solar panel has been giving us consistent 13.7 throughout the day. Our little setup inside here, there's our lovely tower rack. I've got fairy lights strung everywhere. Haven't seen them though, it's daylight savings down here, so by the time it gets to the dark I end up finding myself asleep. Alright, so here we have got the shower toilet tent. Obviously, with the shower and toilet. Now, I'll go into this a little bit more detail in a separate video, I think. But Jeff managed to purchase this shower pump, and obviously we've got the porta potty there by Thetford. It has been an absolute godsend this trip. Loving it. So we'll talk a bit more about that later. Weber is just the best thing ever. It is the duck's nuts of camping. We've got plenty of water, and we filled up our water tank in the A-van. It takes about 63 litres, so it's still pumping strong. And I only put up this section of the awning. We've got it so it can be fully enclosed, but this has been enough for the moment. And here we are with our A-van. So let's have a look inside just quickly. It's a bit of a mess. Not that I'm really worried about that. So we've got our dinette area. It's been a little bit warm, so we've been able to actually wind out some of the end panels here, which has been lovely. Next to that we have our cooker. We can't use the microwave currently. The fridge is running by gas. We obviously have the gas cooktop, and we have the 12-volt pump that's pumping in water when we want to do some washing up. So we're using absolutely minimal water. Now it's amazing how much water you can restrict yourself to according to showers and also using washing up. We do waste a lot. Down here we have our new voltage meter. It's sitting at 13.4. We've got that connected to the battery, which is underneath the bed, and it's consistently keeping that voltage. Only problem is at night when we turn all the lights off, that blue light lights up in here, so we've had to put the Fibre Plus cereal box in front of it to stop it from keeping me awake at night. Our view outside is bush. And now it might not look very good, a very good spot, but this is really sheltered, and we'll talk about more that. We'll talk about that more later. All right, we've got the other one there. Obviously, that's the bed. This is the new 12-volt TV that we've got. We found out that our 12-volt plug, which is down the side here next to the voltage, doesn't work. We've got to get that fixed. So we have it running out through the aerial so that we can watch some DVDs. And Jeff was really happy because I had some lovely DVDs picked out here. I just grabbed a huge chunk of DVDs from home, and they're all romantic rom-coms. So sucked in, Jeff. You get to watch romantic rom-coms for your week off. We have our drawers. Obviously there's stuff stored in them. Not going to go into that though either. And that's pretty much the van inside currently. We're living pretty comfortably here. This is our fourth day. And yeah, really happy with the way the van's working out. We bought ourselves an LED light here, and I tell you what, this thing goes into the 12 volt as well. There's our 12 volt adapter down there. This thing cranks out so much light it normally blinds you when you're sitting in front of it. And again, we haven't really used it during our trip here because, like I said, it's been daylight saving. At the moment it's probably about 6 o'clock, and as you can see, still really sunny. So right now I'm taking a look back into the actual sites. This is very much what each site looks like. They vary in size depending, so you'll be able to pick one out. During the summer months, sometimes the caretaker will actually ask you if you'll double up, maybe on having 2 people in the one site or a tent in front, that sort of thing. We are right up the end where the actual cul-de-sac is, so this is where you would come up, or you come up this far and then you would take the circle around to be able to get your exit back out again. There's a couple of smaller campsites here where you park the car and have your tent set up. There's also one where there was quite a large caravan managed to fit in just around the bend. I didn't film because someone was actually there. I didn't think that was quite polite enough. There are also amenities here. Right in the middle of the cul-de-sac there are toilets. These toilets are very well maintained, very clean. We have now chosen to take our own with us, and that's fine, but there's nothing wrong with these ones. And this is the beach access track. You walk down this for about 20 metres or so, and then you get a perfect view of the beach. You can also walk down and around the rocks and along the other part of the beach, heading down toward a little further south. The caretaker said that a lot of people go down and stand on the big rock, which can be quite dangerous in big surf, so make sure that you are noting the weather and also the conditions here because they can get quite rough. You've got to be very careful in Tasmania. Things can change really quickly. So coming back out of where the beach access started, there's a couple of other different day use area here. So you can park here as a day use area. There's another campsite, and we are just around to the left a little bit further up on this road. And there's Jeff, still reading his book. Is it getting any better? Well, the wind's dropped out a little bit. Well, it's day 4 and day 4 back down on the beach. Day 4 is about fishing. Now, I did say it was about fishing, but I didn't say it was about catching anything. Just remember that. And all we really did was put new line in our fishing rods and pretend like we knew what we were doing, to be honest. I don't believe that we are going to catch anything because it's a bit hit and miss here, I believe. But I know I'm going to catch some rays. And I'm going to catch some of this orange passion fruit cruiser and keep enjoying my sunshine. So I think it's going to turn a little bit rainy later in the week. There's the sun above you.
Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Australian clock, it'll be 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock. Have a look at it.
Is that how you worked it out?
Yeah. That's how I read time. I don't need a sundial.
Jeff?
First up,
What? Are you lying?
What do I like? Triple 2021? Anyone?
Nice.
Thank you. There we go.
Have you already put anything in?
Your bourbon's about to spill. That chair rocks too much.
There's my bourbon. It's about to spill. Is it?
It's not rather than drinking.
It wouldn't be a true camping trip unless we got out the dartboard.
That was a good leg.
It was a good leg, and I won a good leg.
Who does it?
Jeff's.
It was a good leg.
Hey?
It was. You played really well.
You play what, three games of 3 legs? I don't know.
3 legs, 3 sets.
3 legs, 3 sets. 3 legs, 3 sets. And I won one of them. And I better get back to it because it's the big numbers tonight. Woo! We did attract a bit of attention with the dartboard. People walking past said they'd never actually seen someone at camp pull out a dartboard before. So there you go, something new. Something new, camp jobs. Always something new. Thank you for joining us on with this video. If you like what we do, don't forget to like. And if you would like to see more videos, subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. See you then.